Is Halo really as good as the reviews say? What does a longtime Halo veteran think of the campaign? Stick around to find out. Halo is, and always has been, one of my all-time favorite games. As a person born in the 90s, I've always been around Halo since the very beginning. One of my most vivid memories as a child was sitting on my older cousin's basement while him and his high school friends popped in Halo in the original Xbox. We were all so excited and took turns playing until we went home, forcing our parents to buy us an Xbox and Halo so we could all play together. System Link, or LAN parties, were a highlight of these years. The rest is history, and a story shared by many others who had similar experiences as I did as a kid. Halo just brings back so much nostalgia and excitement with each release. Halo 2 was obviously amazing, and so was Halo 3. However, it seemed to me that Halo 4 and 5 were lackluster in both their storytelling and the overall direction of the series. Though there were things I enjoyed about each game, there were also things I very much did not. For one, even though I am a huge Halo fan, I still have hardly a clue what Halo 4 and 5 were about. I played through both games twice, and yet I remember hardly anything about the story. I know there are some new technologically advanced races, Cortana goes crazy, and for some reason this guy named Spartan Locke is hunting Master Chief. Other than that, nothing. Nothing like the first time we ran into the Flood, and the absolute terror of finding an enemy that even the Covenant, the aliens we had been fighting and struggling against for years, were fearing and fleeing from. Now granted, Halo Combat Evolved is dated. There were things that were clunky and slow from a game that was made before half of us watching this were even born. But the scale, the story, the mystery of the universe, and how vast and epic it was, made Halo extremely exciting. I, for one, was not a fan of Halo 4 and 5 for the most part, but we are here to talk about Halo Infinite, right? The first thing I will say about Halo Infinite is wow. The graphics are great regardless of the disappointment people had at the reveal. The world is beautiful and fun to be in for the most part, but the thing that makes me say wow the most is the fact that I just played through the whole campaign on heroic difficulty, and I can't remember a single bug or glitch. Like honestly, not one. This is so refreshing in an era of gaming where corporate greed, rushed release dates, and half-assed day one games are flooding the market. Cyberpunk. Battlefield. Like, it is so sad that today I am completely surprised by the fact that this game runs smoothly on my PC, and is not a glitch fest. When did the game industry become such a huge money grab that people are surprised by a decent launch? This game runs so well, and I am so amazed by how clean the combat is. The movement, the map design, all of that. The other thing that I would say is a major pro is that the actual gunplay and action is amazing. This game is like Doom level when it comes to gameplay. Cue the Doom music. It just hits different, doesn't it? Now to the bad part, the part I don't want to have to talk about, but yet again, here I am, the campaign. Now hear me out. I know people like some aspects of the story, the characters, etc., and I'm not here to trash this game, but I feel like people are giving the story way too much credit simply because it is better than Halo 4 and 5 in terms of clarity and nostalgia. playing through this game, it was really disappointing throughout. Disappointing in its scale, its epicness, and above all else, extremely disappointing when it ended. First of all, spoiler alert, don't listen to this if you don't want to know what happens, but the story was extremely short, and most of it was fluff. Like, I appreciate that you have this open-ish world that brings back the memories of the mountainous missions of the early Halos, and you get to go through the extreme nostalgia of running through Forerunner structures that look and feel like the ones from Halo 1. But other than that, you literally just do a couple missions, kill some stuff outside, save some Marines, destroy a few brute bases, kill a few bosses at the end, and boom, it's over. The end. We're done. You find out a little bit of stuff about Cortana and your new AI companion, but literally half the so-called missions are you running through the same Forerunner rooms and tunnels, killing grunts while Cortana whispers stuff in your ear.
All space, all time. Stars, swelling, serving their love.
While playing it, I felt like the developers were just recycling the same areas over and over with a few large rooms. They had some interesting architecture just to make you forget the fact that the last 5 rooms you were in looked exactly the same as the 5 rooms you were in during the last mission. Or guess what? You were doing the exact same thing, killing stuff in a room, running through the hall while Cortana whispered to you, and repeat until you find the final boss and kill him or her. Yes, there is some interesting side story with both your new AI and pilot you pick up along the way, but it's short-lived and lackluster in terms of creativity on 343's part. Where is the grandness, the epicness of Master Chief? You know in Halo 2 where Chief gives the Covenant their bomb back? Where he shoots himself out an airlock and nukes a Covenant ship? You know in Halo 3 where Chief and friends escape the Halo ring by launching a Warthog off a huge jump into the back of a UNSC ship? You know when Chief leaves Cortana behind and shoots through a beam to sneak onto the enemy's escape ship? I think it was a Forerunner ship. You know how many moments like that are in this game? None. Nothing like that. At least, not that I could really remember. When the game ended, I honestly thought, wait, really, that's it? I actually thought that it was like the first chapter to the story, and some new enemy would come up, like the Return of the Flood or a new Flood, something. But no, it just ends. I went around the map and got most of the collectibles and killed most of the high-value targets and still only finished it in less than 20 hours. The whole campaign. You know how big and grand games like Mass Effect are? How many hours you have to put into those games to even get to the final mission? The emotion and time you have to invest to get to that point so everything you do in the final mission matters, because you don't want it all to be for nothing. You don't want to destroy the universe you helped save. You don't want your comrades you've built relationships with over a long period of time to die. You work so hard and long to get to the end and to face the great enemy that it immerses you in the universe, and you feel like you really are Commander Shepard, and that you will do whatever it takes to not let it all go down the drain. Halo Infinite is not like that, not at all. You save some Marines and destroy these propaganda towers for what? It doesn't really accomplish anything in the game. You run around the map with no actual side quests, besides find this collectible here, save these Marines there, find an upgrade there, and so on. Only thing that it benefits is having some more Marines and weapons to take with you on your next mindless mission to kill some brutes at a base. Granted, the open world is beautiful, but it's repetitive. Where is the world building? The unique landscapes? No jungle, no desert, no snow, just Forerunner hallways and mountains? These things really disappointed me. The gameplay, the gunplay, the non-glitchiness, they all get 9.5 or even 10 out of 10. It's a blast to play. One of the best technical launches of a campaign in ages. A breath of fresh air. However, the story and epicness of the mission get a 5 out of 10. Overall, is it worth playing? Yes. Is it as good as the old days? Not even close. Unfortunately. I had high hopes for this campaign, even up until the very end of the final mission. Then it ended and I could not believe it.